Sparkling water. It's the greatest beverage in the world. Getting new clothes is a great feeling. Pretty much everybody agrees with that. But not all of us can always afford new things. Like when I first moved to LA, I was in my early 20s, I was flat broke, and I just always wanted to be wearing new, fresh things, but it wasn't realistic for me. I couldn't afford to always be buying new clothes and also be feeding myself. So I'm showing you two different tricks today that you can do to refresh your old clothes. What you're gonna need, first up, is a good pair of scissors. Something like these are a little intense. If you're using something like that, be very careful. And you're also gonna need an old shirt, an old button-up shirt with long sleeves, a collar, all that good stuff. Just a classic shirt. I got this probably like 10 years ago at Urban Outfitters. It's super thin and comfortable. It's really flowy and breezy. I love it, but I don't really wear it that much the way that it is. So with summer and spring coming up, this is a perfect trick that you can do. What you're gonna first do, throw the shirt on. Then what you're gonna do is feel around about the elbow of your shirt. Kind of mark it with your finger. Be very careful, like I said, guys. I'm gonna go ahead. You know what? No, that's terrible advice. So it turns out one other thing you need is a marker or some sort of writing utensil. Feel right around where your elbow bends, and you're gonna go towards the bottom half of your elbow, more towards your forearm. And then we're just gonna make a tiny little mark. That is just a nice way for you to know exactly where you wanna go when you're going on to the next steps. Same thing with the other arm. And we make a little mark, just something very small. Now, you're gonna take the shirt off. This is very important. You do not wanna cut anything while you are wearing it, the same way you don't wanna iron something while you're wearing it. It's just dumb. It's not a smart move. What this is gonna do is help you cut it a lot more straight. This is perfect because it's actually plaid, so I can use the lines that are already there, and you're just gonna cut straight across. Repeat on the opposite side. Oh, this shirt also, I forgot about that. This shirt also has those like weird arm, like if you roll your sleeves up. So I'm just gonna cut that right off. Throw the shirt back on. You take it, you flip it once, flip it twice. It can be a little bit messy. I don't think it's important that you keep it extremely clean, but again, if you want to, you can fold the sleeves before you put the shirt back on, and that will allow you to make the rolls a little bit more clean and tidy. And boom. All of a sudden you've got a 3/4 length sleeve shirt for spring and summer. Or you can just take the frayed edge and roll it way up your arm, like up towards your tricep. You can tuck it in if you want, or leave the frayed edge out. This ends up allowing you to create all kinds of different sleeve lengths. So if you want to go with if you want to go with a super shorter sleeve shirt for summer, if it's really warm, you're at the beach or something, then it's great. Show off those guns a little bit. Or you can go with the 3/4 like I showed you. Okay, same shirt. Trick number 2 is removing the collar to create like a granddad or mandarin style collar, depending on what you call it. You don't have to always do both of these things. You can choose which one you feel like works best for you and what is gonna be most fun for you. What we're gonna be doing, I keep burping because of that sparkling water. If you look closely, every shirt is going to have a very slight seam line where the collar flips under. And what you're gonna do is just cut all the way along that line. You wanna try to cut it as closely as possible to the seam, but you do not wanna cut the seam, otherwise it's just gonna start fraying and coming apart. Don't need that anymore. If you are doing this on an Oxford style shirt that has a button down collar, be sure you go ahead and cut off the buttons. It looks very weird if they're still there. It's just a much more casual, much more comfortable option that works really well during the spring and summertime. And it can be layered under a jacket, you can wear it under a blazer, or you can just wear it on its own, and it looks great. Some of the other shirts that I have that I've done this with, it doesn't have to be super lightweight spring and summer options like this one. I mean, I did it to this flannel shirt, which can be really fun to layer with. This linen shirt, I cut the sleeves and the collar, and this shirt fits kind of baggy on me. A shirt that's gonna be a little bit bigger, like if you have an old one, if you've lost some weight, or you just have old clothes that are too big for you now, they actually can work really well for this, because it's fun to have something in the summertime that's super flowy and comfortable. And that way, if the sleeves are a little bit big, you can kind of get this cool like rolled effect. And finally, I posted this shirt on my Instagram today, which if you're not following me, you should be. All kinds of other cool outfit inspiration for you guys on there. But this one I've been wearing, as I showed you before with the green one, where the sleeves are kind of like still frayed, but they're pulled up a little bit higher, so it gives that vibe. I cut this collar off of this one as well, as you can see. Just an easy way for you guys. If you can't really afford to be buying yourself new clothes every season, that's completely fine. Don't feel like you can't be stylish or you can't be creative with the clothes that you already have. Now be sure that you're not going and cutting every single one of your shirts as well. That's not a good idea, because when the next season rolls around or when it starts to get cold again, you're gonna be bummed because you don't have any long sleeve shirts left. So be sure that it's something that you're not going to want to just roll the sleeves up, because obviously that's always an option with a long sleeve shirt. Another idea, go to Goodwill, go to a thrift store near you, find some shirts for super cheap, or go to a sale rack and find something really, really inexpensive that you can kind of get creative with on your own, cut those up in certain ways, distress them yourself, and all of a sudden you've got something that's one of one, totally custom. Nobody else has that, and that's pretty cool.